Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fun episode or match in World of Warships. So, currently, there is the 6th year anniversary going on for World of Warships, and this means that I have been playing lots of strange ships which I have acquired, especially during the last year's Christmas loot crate bonanza, as I like to call it. And on this one, we're gonna be taking this premium tier 5 Russian battleship, which is just oozing the Soviet Union from the camo. But anyhow, on this match, we're gonna be taking on this ship because, as I said, the current event is allowing you to acquire points which you can then exchange for camouflage or other possibilities. Now, this shows the high inconsistency of how Wargaming is valuing its items which it tends to sell, because the camouflage can give you lots of free experience, and some of the rewards are even like permanent camouflage for your ships. But what I did focus on is try to collect these special signals which give you additional boosts. So we have been, or I have been, grinding through a whole lot of matches, and I have played with ships which I normally do not take out, which have caused me to experience this fun match. So we're gonna start by opening on the enemy Omaha there, and I'm gonna try to keep my focus on these cruisers. However, throughout the match, you're gonna see that in Soviet Russia, battleships hunt destroyers apparently. So this is gonna be really fun, and this is why I decided to showcase this match, because I haven't played this ship before. I just took it out to see how horrible it would be. Honestly, there was an issue with the event, which I think was that Wargaming allow you to collect the points which you can exchange for other rewards just by taking the ship out for a match, and not by actually either winning the match or by surviving the match. And so here you see that I managed to get a lucky citadel here on the broadside of the enemy Omaha, because he keeps showing the broadside and he keeps closing in towards the island, and now I am the center of the attention because I have pushed out. So the HE is starting to open up on me, but I'm able to dodge most of it, and I did not get lit on fire. So far things are looking good, but the ship has some negatives also, of course. So of course this is a dreadnought, so if I would come across something like a carrier, I would probably have really bad time. It's not as bad as ships like Agincourt or other ships which you might have been able to acquire, which have like 0 entire craft. But yeah, it's not the best. The turrets are turning really slow, so you have 4 turrets spread out throughout your ship. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name of the ship, because I would probably offend anyone who speaks Russian or is Russian, and the ship might mean something for your history. So I'm gonna try to avoid that, because it would just end up being horrible. So here, because I'm realizing I have pushed out way too far out, I'm gonna start turning into the enemy in order to also not expose broadside potentially. I keep focusing on the enemy Omaha, and I think here is where we're gonna get the first kill of the match. And the funniest thing is that the destroyers were everywhere here, and what they decided to do is try to get really close and see if they can torp me from up close, because these dreadnoughts, as you can see, going at full speed, which I usually don't do. I'm trying to turn away from the enemy ships in order to not show the broadside. I'm firing at the enemy battleships, and here the enemy destroyer is trying to sneak in way too damn close for my comfort in order to torque me. So I wasn't really sure why he wasn't opening with the guns, at least on me, to try and light me on fire, so some players might actually panic. pop in the repair module, and then if you get hit by the torpedoes, the flooding is what keeps damaging you after you get potentially hit by the torpedoes. But as you can see, he absolutely did miss with those torpedoes. I would have really horrible time trying to dodge them. He only opened up with his guns at me after I dodged, and here you can see how weird the guns are. 2 of them are turned correctly, 2 of them are just starting to turn into the direction in which I would like them to be faced into. So far this is not looking really that great for me, but I'm pushing in, trying to get behind the island, trying to back up towards my allies. I'm quite sure he's gonna try to torp here, so my only chance is to keep shooting. I did manage to swap out to the HE rounds. We can see that the torps are in the water, and here I will have to go around the island where our cruiser is hiding behind, and I'm gonna try to return the fire at the enemy battleship there, which is looking even worse than mine. And seriously, I don't even know what ship that is, but it looks like they were running out of parts or something, so they just slapped whatever model was available. It really showed that people were probably trying to play every ship from tier 5 till tier 10, which is how you were able to get these tokens, so you can be exchanging them for the potential rewards. And this made up for a whole lot of fun matchmakers. Not so much in the later tiers. I still kept seeing the same ships over and over again, but seriously, I cannot recall the last time I saw a ship like this in a matchmaker. So this was a really fun match for me, and that is why I decided to show it here. So here I'm returning fire, I'm turning around the island, and I'm gonna start to push in. I'm not really sure if the enemy destroyers are still at this flank. It shows on the map that there are still 3 remaining enemy destroyers active. One should be somewhere around in the middle, and it looks like 2 of them should be somewhere around here. So in order to defend our cap, I destroyed the battleship, which gave me my 3rd kill, and because I saw the smoke and saw the fire, I immediately started to reload into the HE rounds, because it's much more probable that you are gonna penetrate with an HE round and destroy the enemy destroyers. And here I did the horrible mistake of popping in the repair module. I wasn't really sure why I did this when I saw that the enemy destroyer was, well, rushing towards me. I wasn't sure if he was trying to torp or not, because he was angling really weird. Opening up the salvo at least disabled some of the torpedo tubes on him, so I had some chance to survive this encounter. I still wasn't sure what's gonna happen. I started to turn around in order to potentially dodge the enemy torpedoes, because, yeah, as you can see, he was able to launch them, but they were all over the place. I wasn't sure if this was some premium destroyer. Like I said, ran into really lots of weird ships, and if you are, like right now, playing primarily the convoy escort missions or something like this, you will mostly see tier 8 and other ships, so those lower ranked tier ships are much less likely to be visible or like in the matches. So that's that. Okay, so the enemy destroyer was officially gone, and that meant that all the enemy destroyers were officially done. We had still 3 destroyers, we had some point advantage, but I had to start turning around and start to push towards the enemy capture point in order to actually help out my team, as it looked like the enemy was trying to defend it. So I had to press onward and keep on moving. So yeah, till we actually get to another fun part while I exchange shells with the enemy Koenig. I wanted to ask if you were participating in the event. What was your overall experience? Did you manage to finish off the puzzle? I did manage to finish off the puzzle, and I honestly could not care about it that much because, again, it showed some high inconsistencies in what wargaming values, and I have been also trying to play some matches for the new ship which I unlocked, the Provincian from the dockyard, and I have had some really weird experience with that. I'm gonna try to put out a review for that ship as well. So far I'm really not that happy with the ship, but anyhow, back to the match. I'm pushing in, we are moving in. It looks like the enemy New York is taking in a bunch of shells, so I'm gonna try to help out with the enemy Koenig here. I'm gonna keep on firing at him because it looks like maybe torpedoes might have been launched at his position. I'm not really sure if the German cruiser was able to do so. And the funniest thing is that back there we see the enemy Kirov. I actually did a review for the Kirov already on the channel. Wow, it's so fun when I have actually a review for some premium ship already on the channel. I really wanted to do more of these reviews and stuff like this, but it takes time to get a decent match in them, and also to acquire decent enough matches so that I can formulate an opinion. And this guy obviously did not see my review for the ship because I managed to land a Citadel, and because the Kirov does not have any repair parties, he's not gonna be able to restore that HP, so he is mostly gonna have to hide behind that island. So my goal is gonna be to try and focus my attention on the enemy battleships because the destroyer is pushing in behind the islands. Kirov has only like 4 kilometers on its torpedoes, so it's not the greatest. I do see that the enemy New York is starting to slowly pop in from behind the island. I would like to shoot at the enemy cruiser, of course, because battleships are better at destroying cruisers, but considering that I had to help out my team and I wanted to see how far can I push this damn ship, I fired on the enemy New York, and as you can see, lots of those shells were able to land. I achieved the Confederate, and I also was now like, holy fudge, I have 4 kills, can I make it to a Kraken? The enemy Koenig was slowly starting to pop in. I wasn't sure if the friendly destroyer is gonna be able to take him out. He had only a slight HP left, and so I aimed the guns, started firing, and it looked like the torpedoes were gonna get him, but fortunately for me, my shells were the ones which were able to land. And so you can see that I was able to get the Kraken. I managed to land quite a lot of shots. I managed to help destroying the destroyers. However, yeah, this was a really fun match. Honestly, if the destroyers weren't so aggressive or pushing in so much, I'm quite sure I can be taken out, especially if they have like a bigger range on them. I was shooting all over the place, so I wasn't always aware of the space around me. So if they would just fire the torps in front of me, I would be totally screwed. But you never know in these lower tiered matches if you are coming across new players or if you're coming across players who are doing the research bureau. But overall, the 6th-year anniversary was truly interesting because you were able to get your hands on lots of valuable stuff, not ships or something like this, but you were able to get quite a lot of special signals and camouflage. So if you do not play the game too much, this would be the right time to try and play it, because you can get quite a lot if you have some ships in your dockyard. I usually play just a couple of nations. I don't even think it's possible for you to unlock all the ships and all the captains or all the nations with the available slots. I think you would have to pay for it, and that would be just such a crazy amount of money. It's not even funny anymore. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy this one. For more fun matches like this, check out the playlist in the video's description or at the end of the video. And if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the notification bell as I publish videos on a weekly basis. I will wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you all at the next one. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe out there, and bye bye for now.